Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. I'm Kel.
And this is Misfit.
And we are here with our first preview of the grand finals of the Overwatch League. If that's something that excites you, stick around, give us a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff. We really appreciate anybody that's already done that. Let's dive into it, guys.
All right. Not to use all the sports cliches, but this is, the end of the road, the end of the line. This is where it all comes down to. This is the big match, the Super Bowl, the World Series. I don't like the grand finals. That sounds like polo.
They
gotta
come
like
up with
the Super Series. That kind of.
They gotta come up with a good, unique name for this.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Like at some point, this is gonna get named after somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like. Also, do they have a name for the trophy? That's the big thing. Because I will say that trophy is cool as fuck.
Yes, it is.
And I want one so bad. And I need a replica.
I'm going to go with one thing, though.
And I hope they also embrace what the NBA does with their trophy, where, after a team wins, they can, incorporate it into their logos and stuff.
Yeah.
We need that. Because I want to see that with, we need merch with that stuff. For sure. Yeah,
that and kind of like what the NHL does with the Stanley Cup. You get a day with it.
Yes. I want to see these guys hoisting it above their heads.
All right,
carrying it around and fucking.
Since you brought that up, I don't know how many of these guys can lift that fucking trophy, man.
I mean, Jeff was struggling with it, so.
And Jeff works out. Jeff, well, not quite to that level, but maybe Fraggy can be the trophy carrier if Philadelphia wins, because he's the biggest dude on it.
Well, Fraggy and Poco will just fucking, he'll lift everybody with it, too.
And now if Poco held it up, the next thing would be, who would be the guy that could get it out of his hands if he held it up above his head?
God. Yeah, playing that game.
We're already starting this fucking thing off with a massive tangent, but still. All right, guys. This is going to be a big deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over how these teams got here. Philadelphia and London. What they went through, and then we'll dive into the nuts and bolts of the match. And we're gonna have a couple episodes this week because we're gonna get this hype train rolling. So let's start with. You want to start with London?
Yeah.
All right. So London starts off the season
coming into these playoffs. Well, actually, yeah. If we want to go the full season, fuck it, let's do it. Because they started off. They looked in the first stage and well into the second stage. They looked like one of the best teams in the league. It was going to be a 2-horse race. Them in New York.
Yeah.
It was just going to be a dogfight all season. Just these two behemoths going after each other. Then after about halfway through stage 2, London just completely fell apart.
Yeah, they did. And they came in as favorites in the league. And then I don't know if it was burnout or what happened or people started figuring things out, but what they did, but they just kind of dropped off or they were sandbagging.
Yeah. Well, I think I feel like it's a lot of different factors. I feel like they were burnt out. That definitely happened. There is no question in my mind that they got burnt out about halfway through stage 2. And that's when they because that's when they really started to do we're going to have this team do prepare for this team, and then this section of our team is going to prepare for this team. So they were doing the 2-team thing and taking advantage of their full roster, which, hey, that was great, but...
At least at that point, it seemed okay.
Yes.
It seemed okay. And then it just kind of fell apart because there was too much, guys weren't ready for, certain meta changes and certain things that were going on and all that kind of stuff. And then they
weren't able to really truly build some team chemistry. And then those guys weren't ever able to explain because 1 week you'd play these guys, but then you might play them again. And because of how they ended up getting to that point, it's now you have to beat that team. Yeah. But your B team played them at the beginning of the stage.
Yeah, exactly. And, and they got into that swap crazy thing on parts. I always say, and you've said it, and even some of the guys like Monte Cristo have said it, it's okay to be constantly swapping your DPS for situational use, but when you're doing it with supports and your main tank especially, it's a different scenario.
How many gladiators?
Yeah.
Sorry. Got a little cough going around up here, guys. Sorry about that.
I think you're choking a little bit.
No, then I said in New York.
Do you have a fissure in your throat?
No, then I just said Jonak. No, I'm kidding. Not Jonak. I can't blame it on him. I love that guy too much.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
That whole thing. We're going to dive into some of that stuff after this weekend.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to do some season recaps and some other stuff where we're going to go over the season and, where things are going to go, where we think things are going to be headed and all that. But back to London. So after the second stage, they kind of dropped off. In fact, Philly beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
To go to play, to play New York, which we thought was going to be, a second go round with London and New York.
Which, who'd have known at that point that was going to be kind of a little preview of your playoffs?
Yeah.
Because I think were the Valiant in that too?
No, the Valiant were not in that. That was,
that's right. It was just London, New York, and Philly because it was the three. Before they did the 4-team thing.
Yeah.
Because Houston was in it on the first stage.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was before they changed the playoff format to where they had New York got the bye because they had the best record in the stage, and then London and Philly had to go at it, and Philly beat them, and that was a thing that people weren't expecting.
Yeah. At
that point, and Philly kind of sent them on their stage 3, stage 4 kind of fucking downturn.
Yeah.
And, their coach got fired. All kinds of other stuff,
Their coach got fired. It was like what? Beginning of right before stage 4 when they released all those guys, but they were still on the roster. It just did not look good.
No, it did not.
And they had their moments in stage 4, but they just never really pulled it together. And so like at that point, I feel like us included, everybody had really given up on that team.
Yeah,
because
I thought they mailed it in.
Everyone was expecting them to get absolutely rolled by the Gladiators. We know how that worked out. But now looking back on it, with the way they were playing, even if the Gladiators had Fisher and they were playing at their best, I don't know if they could have beaten this London team playing the way that they are right now.
No.
I think they needed that kick in the teeth in that first game. And then they just went off.
Yeah, it was like if you guys ever watched like a Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah.
Where he's standing there and the bad guy hits him in the face and he bloodies his lip and he just kind of touches his face and
wipes it and just looks at him.
And then he puts his hand out and goes, "Come on, let's go." That's what happened with London. You woke me up now. I'm ready to fucking mash you. And then they just went through the Valiant like they were nothing, which was slightly surprising to me.
Yes.
Granted, the matches were a little close, and I'm not getting into like the map scores and the points and all that. If you guys go in and look at the kill ratios, who won the fights, and how many eliminations and kills and stuff they had, fucking London destroyed them.
Yeah.
The Valiant made some good plays, and they kind of kept it close on the first day a little bit.
Right, but man, when it got to that second day, like, London was not going to lose anything. Like, I mean, the Valiant just looked like they were trying everything they could, throwing everything they possibly could at them, and London was just not having it. And they just absolutely rolled them.
Yeah, and they outplayed them. They didn't. Oh, yeah. The Valiant didn't necessarally play bad. No. They just outplayed them. Because, I mean, there were guys on that team that were playing out of their minds, like Kareev, Fate, and Space, but they were getting neutralized pretty easily sometimes. But, and Gesture came back a little bit in that. Not to where he was like in stage 1, but he made his presence known.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Gesture really came alive in that match against the Gladiators. I think that was definitely a statement from him of like, hey,
shut the fuck up.
They don't regret anything, asshole.
Yeah. Oh, and you're probably going to be looking for a job. Not that it's going to be hard for him to find one, but
right.
We'll see you on the Dynasty next year.
Exactly.
When we mash your fucking ass again, like we did every stage except for stage 1.
Yeah, when the Dynasty become the 2009 LA Lakers.
Yeah. Exactly. Or the fucking 97 Marlins.
Well, that worked out for them because they won.
Well,
you didn't have. Did you really have to bring that one up?
Well, sorry. All right, fine. How about the 2001 Marlins then, or the 2003 Marlins?
Yes.
Well, let's go with the 2003 Marlins. That's where my team fucking bit it.
Yeah.
But we beat Boston that year, so.
But no, that's saying that I'm saying that they're gonna try to create a super team, and it's gonna be garbage.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
A super team. I want to see what the fuck happens.
It's gonna create a super team, and they're gonna fucking fail.
Well, yeah, like
because they're gonna get all of these super volatile guys. And it's just gonna, like, no one's gonna be able to handle that. They're not gonna have, like, even Phil Jackson couldn't fucking fix that.
They're gonna be like the fucking Pacers, and they took all the bad guys from the Pacers in the early 2000s and the Pistons and put them all on one team.
Right.
See, if they pick up guys like Rascal and fucking Effect, and I don't know about Effect. Effect has got some
I don't know if Effect's gonna play it all next year.
But imagine that if they picked up Effect, Fissure, and Rascal.
Yeah. Three
great players.
What if they end up picking up Envy? Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Man. Like, the fucking scrim room no one's gonna want to go near those guys.
No.
Man.
Oh my god, it would be terrible. But at the same point, if they could pull that together, oh man, we could have the true villains of Overwatch League, and that would be fucking amazing. I kind of want it to happen. I kind of want it to work. Yeah. Because I want some true villains in the league. Yeah. How great would that be?
That would be great. And if they ever did something like that, Rougehan would be like the kind of like the good guy.
He's the gray guy in it. It's just like
I'm just healing these motherfuckers.
I just keep them alive. Yeah. Sorry guys. They came in here. They took over. I didn't really have a choice. Yeah. So I'm evil now.
I'll take it.
If we're winning, that's all I give a shit about.
Yeah, and he seems like a guy that gives a shit about winning.
Yes.
We'll see what happens with everything that goes on with that, too, because, I mean, there can be things that we don't expect to happen. Oh, yeah,
absolutely. But getting back to London. Gesture just looked phenomenal, and he's looking like his old self. Because that's been one of their big issues, is just since basically Stage 2, he has just not been the same player, and just wasn't able to really dominate like he had been. But I think now you're seeing his versatility. I think he still has some weaknesses. His Reinhardt is not the best.
Yeah. I agree with that totally.
They're working around it because he's a damn good Orisa.
Yeah.
His Orisa and his Winston absolutely make up for his mediocre Reinhardt play.
You can work around mediocre Reinhardt play.
Yes. Because it's literally holding a fucking shield. As long as you can keep your shield up
and manage your ult,
you're fine.
Yeah, and get picks occasionally.
And he is more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, and when
he just doesn't make the big flashy plays like Fissure could, or Fraggy, or some of these other guys, or Muma. Some of these other guys that are really, really good Reinhardt mains.
Fate does some of those sick, Earth Shatters and stuff like that. If he just manages, you have Prophet and Birdring behind you.
Yeah.
And as long as those two guys have a shield of some sort in front of them.
Watch the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, Prophet doesn't even need one when he plays Junkrat. He's like in the rafters and fucking.
Oh, yeah. He's where no one can shoot him. He's just like raining down hell.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's the thing. Like on those maps like King's Row, where they technically aren't that good, they're getting better on them, especially in this meta.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun to watch that.
I mean, hell, Oasis was one of their worst maps.
Yeah.
In the entire league. Like, everyone knew.
The butt of every
even when they were at their best, they still lost Oasis all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've lost not even have they lost a game on it. I don't think they've even lost a section of it in these playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, they came close, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Picked a good time to figure out one of your worst maps. No, I mean, they're worse on King's Row, actually.
Yeah.
I think they're 20% on King's Row, but that didn't matter either.
And well, we saw how being good on King's Row works out for you at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
Yeah. We'll get into where we think London is gonna go on the next episode, and where Philly's gonna go on the next episode. We just wanted to recap that. Now, they are looking scary. I will say that. I mean, just to kind of wrap up London, and we'll move on to Philadelphia.
Yeah. I mean, they look terrifying at this point with the way that they've been playing right now. And they've always had that potential because they've had probably one of, if not the best DPS in the league in Prophet. And then Birdring is right up there as well. When those two are playing at their peak. Well, I mean, Prophet always was playing at that level. He never really dropped off.
Yeah.
Just because Prophet is God.
Yeah, Prophet is God. Come to church with us.
Right, the Church of Prophet. Birdring, when he's at his best, he's right up there as well.
Yeah.
And those guys just make that team unstoppable. They have a phenomenal tank duo. We talked a lot about Gesture, but we completely neglected to talk about Fury, who has been an absolute monster. I mean, we were just looking at Winston's lab. What was it? He had a 13...
He was like 1350 something. Yeah.
The only person above him was Poco.
Who was at 17 or 18.
Yeah. Ridiculous. And that's for the whole playoffs so far.
Yeah.
It was just the semifinals, yeah.
And then let's talk. We've talked about the tanks a little bit. Let's talk about the supports.
Yes.
Which I want to dive into this flex support position right now. Let's talk about Badosin.
Yes.
Now, there is the difference maker really for this team right now. I think he elevated the levels. The way he was playing Roadhog since the playoffs started with this new meta, and how he's switching and where he's switching and where he's going, this is something that teams are going to have to start doing, and it killed New York.
Yeah.
Jonak is decent on Roadhog. He's okay on other heroes. He's not really good.
But he is not as effective. Like, he cannot be as effective on any other hero than he is on Zenyatta. Like, he cannot translate that effectiveness to any other hero.
Whereas Boombox and Badosin and Kareev have shown, psychotic amounts of versatility on that position where you didn't think they had it.
Right. Able to switch to Roadhog. They're able to switch to Bastion. They're able to switch to then the other supports. They can play Moira. They can play Anna. The only one that Jonak could do effectively was Anna.
Yeah, he's okay on Moira.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's not great on all the other heroes he plays. These guys are playing at a high level on all the other heroes. He's getting by.
Yeah.
His Roadhog's okay.
Right. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that he was bad on these other heroes, but he's just such a god as Zenyatta that when he plays these other characters, he just can't bring that same level of effectiveness, and not even anywhere close to that same level of effectiveness. And it's not that those things are bad, it's just that's how good he is as Zenyatta, but with the way that this meta is shaking out, there's certain situations where Zen's not the best pick, where pretty much the whole rest of the season, Zenyatta was a must pick.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like a 98% pick the whole season, and then you get into the playoffs, he's a 50% pick.
Yeah, because right now you're running a solo Mercy with a triple tank, maybe a Brigitte in there sometimes, and your flex actually has to flex at this point. They actually have to be what the fuck their name is, and Roadhog is a big pick for that, but they also got to play some Brigitte. They got to play some other heroes.
Yeah.
Even if you look at Badosin and Kareev, Kareev is a god DPS player, so he's jumping onto Tracer. Yeah. He's jumping onto whatever they need. May sometimes these guys are playing,
right?
And this is essential, at least in this meta. We're not going to jump too far ahead other than this map because we don't know where the meta is going to go for next season. It's not like, okay, we're going to take a break and then everything's going to be the same. I mean, it could go totally back to, Mercy Zen dive comp. You don't know.
Or whatever new healer comes out between now and the start of next season, which I am guaranteeing one of these heroes that's going to come out is going to be a healer.
Yeah, some sort. They have enough damage guys to, and they've too many.
We're going to get 4 different reworks on damage people.
Yeah, and they have too many ineffective ones that they've created. Mm-hmm. Not to get on that train, but I mean, ineffective in this league.
Yes.
Fun to play? Fuck yeah.
Getting off on that tangent again.
Yeah, so, but Badosin has made a big difference, and when he's in there with Nuss,
yes.
When they have that lineup that they ran at the beginning of the season, when they have those guys in there, and they've played enough.
Well, those guys have been together for so long, too, because they were, what was their previous team? They were...
Kangdu Panthera, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
But anyway, they were really good in Apex.
Yes.
Unlike Luxury Watch Blue, who failed this time around. Anyway, the supports, especially like we were saying with Nuss and Badosin, and Badosin's ability to switch has brought them back to where they were in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's flip it over to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a team that nobody knew what the fuck was going to happen with in the beginning.
Coming into the season, everyone was like, I have no idea. This is a brand new team. All these guys, so everyone just kind of expected the worst.
Yeah.
And just wanted to be surprised. Knowing what we knew at the time, it was completely reasonable for everyone to have zero expectations of this team.
Yeah, because they had no cohesion that you know of.
And they had some guys you knew of, but no one was really a big name. Then they end up picking up this guy EQO, and you're just like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, and they're sitting Shadowburn, which you're like, Shadowburn's a fucking god. Oh, wait, no, this guy's better.
It's like, oh yeah, this guy is way better. And then, you knew who Carpe was, you knew who Fraggy was.
And you knew who Boombox were.
Poco, Boombox, you kind of knew, but none of them had ever played together. Yeah. They were just, they were the team made up of the best players from a bunch of bad teams.
Yeah.
So that's what they ended up pulling together here, was just here's all these guys that have never really won, but they're all really good players. They were just on teams that didn't go anywhere because the rest of their team, they were the best player on this god-awful team. So they just kind of, it worked out.
Mediocre, World Cup teams and things like that, guys, you're like, I don't know. Boombox was on, England did get to what they get to the quarters last year.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and he was a big reason why.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's one of the names that you knew from the start. And, we were not high on them at first because we didn't know what the fuck was going to happen.
Yeah, well, we also realized, going through, we've kind of done some of that, looking back on our early episodes and how little we knew about any of this when the league first started. We knew definitely did not help.
Yeah. We came into this, we watched some of the World Cup. We wanted to get into Overwatch League. We have grown along with this, watching the players and stuff like that. Limited experience watching a little bit of Apex here and there.
Right.
Nothing, massive watching. It's just, we liked what we saw in the World Cup, and then they came up with the league. We decided, let's do this. Let's talk about this like fans.
Right.
And, as, things progress, we're learning more about some of the stuff. The players in the beginning, other than the flashy Apex teams that we knew about.
Yeah.
And some of the other teams that, that we thought, we were high on Boston at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. That was a team that we were definitely very high on. And
it was mostly
for good reason.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It was watching them play and, seeing what they were doing as a team.
Yeah. But we didn't even get to see Philly in the preseason. Yeah. Because
to even get a glimpse.
Right. So we had zero expectations for this team. And they looked pretty okay in stage one. They were still, you could tell they were still trying to get things together, and
Sato was on suspension for the first 3 stages, right? 2.5.
Yeah, he was on suspension. They were still trying to. They were still just trying to get any kind of chemistry together, and you could see it in some matches that there was definitely something there, but then it all came together in stage 2, and they just went on an absolute tear.
Yeah,
it was about halfway through stage 2 where they won every single game. They went about 500 to start it, and then
the light switch went on.
Third week,
yeah,
something clicked, and they just went on a tear. And I don't think they didn't lose a game basically until
the finals.
They played New York in that stage finals, and they almost beat New York in that too.
Yeah, and they were the first team to beat New York, which was kind of where you saw the potential in stage 1. And then stage 2...
Well, because they also... Just the way that they performed against London in stage 2, that was when people were like, whoa, this team can be really, really good.
Yeah,
when they are at their... And that's what we've just been constantly thinking about. When they're really at their peak, this might be one of the best, if not the best team in the league.
Yeah, exactly. And they are right where they should be right now.
Yep. Because then they just kind of fell back into the ups and downs next couple stages, and they not really much changed.
There was a lot of feeling out with what they were doing with the tanks. I kind of liked what they were when they were flipping, when they had Fraggy and Poco together, and then they had Hotbutt and
Sato,
and they were flipping those lines in and out. I like that better than flipping the individual players.
Right. But then it kind of that kind of clicked where they figured out that okay, Sato just needs to be the main tank, and then they can kind of flip back and forth between Hotba and Poco because they're both really effective in certain situations. And it's been paying off dividends for them because they have looked unbeatable in these playoffs.
Yeah, and these guys have picked up their game too.
Oh yeah,
like Hotba has in the playoffs, he's been unstoppable.
Yeah, Hotba's been an absolute monster,
and Poco's been unstoppable too. I mean, that's the thing.
Poco's. If you ask me, I feel like Poco's been unstoppable. He's been one of the best divas in the league.
Oh yeah, all year long.
But I mean, and I was really low on Hotba for a long time.
So was I. I mean, I just thought he was kind of average. I didn't think he was, but in the playoffs, he's shown what he can do.
Yes, absolutely. And both of those two guys together, when you have the versatility that they bring as diva players, and then you got Hotba being able to play all these other different characters too. Yeah. Oh man, I mean, it's been huge for them. That
lineup that they run when they run Hotba, Poco, Sato, kind of thing, where they you can flip Hotba on a Tracer, and then you have the two snipers behind. EQO is probably the best Hanzo in the league right now, and fucking Carpe back there, and you got Neptuno playing Mercy.
Yeah, it's just like
or Boombox or something. Yeah,
I mean, and that's been the biggest key for this team is. They just have so much versatility. They can run such diverse lineups, and they can throw stuff at you that you've never seen because they just can. They have so many different combinations they can work with. And I mean, London's kind of that way too. We didn't really touch on that. Some of the lineups that London was using against the Valiant was just absolutely nutty.
Yeah, they were doing some weird shit, man.
I mean, when they were running it was a 3 tank, 3 DPS, or 3 tank, 2 DPS, and Lucio.
Yeah. That was one of those wacky ones. I mean, it was kind of a meatball thing, but not.
Right, because you didn't have the healing that the normal meatball ones do.
Yeah, it was kind of like a frontline meatball with snipers.
Yeah.
And then Prophet flipping on Tracer or something, or it just got crazy.
It was bizarre, but I mean,
and these teams,
Philly can do that. They could absolutely run something like that too, and they ran some of their Junkertown ones, especially.
Yeah,
and that seems to be where we see like the most mix-ups with lineups and stuff is on Junkertown, and man, they've run some pretty bizarre ones, but they've been really, really effective.
Effective bizarre.
Yeah.
Not conventional. Sometimes that's good.
Yes.
You don't have to run conventional, guys.
And
just don't put Boombox on Mercy.
Right. Well, this is kind of what we were expecting to see from New York, and it just never came out, and it was just always so bizarre to me. I thought that was the type of thing that they were going to pull out, and
they didn't.
And then these two teams do it, and look how effective it's been.
Well, and the thing is with these two teams, they're aggressive, and they do not let teams dictate their bullshit.
Yes.
And which is what Philly did against New York. You guys can run your fucking lineup thing that you always run. Yeah, great. You know what? We're doing this, and we're gonna fucking kick your teeth in.
Right.
You know what? New York went into the fight thinking they were going to dictate the game, and Philadelphia said, "Nope, not today.
Right,
we're dictating it.
Not today, Satan."
Yeah, not today, Indianapolis. And London did that as well. Look, they know the Valiant are calculated and they think things through. They said, "Nope, we're just coming right at you."
Yeah.
I mean, Valiant play a different style of game. New York tries to dictate their will. The Valiant try and figure out what you're doing and counter.
Yeah.
But you can't counter what London was doing to them because they were doing crazy shit and they were coming at them so hard that there was no time to react.
Yeah. Like, Valiant just got caught and just, they froze up against that team.
Yeah. It was nothing against the Valiant. It was just the way that New York played. And the same thing with New York. That's the way that London plays.
Yeah.
The same thing with Philly.
Yeah.
That's why this matchup is going to be entertaining as fuck.
Oh, I'm so excited. All I'm hoping for is that this goes to 3 matches.
Yeah.
I want that because I'm not really we're not going to make any predictions yet.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if I can pick a side because I really like both of these teams and I like players on both sides.
So do I. I mean, they have a lot of entertaining players. The teams play the style of Overwatch that I like, which is aggressive and not it's calculated to a point, but it's let's go at it.
Right. Well, it's aggressively calculated.
Yeah.
That's the key to the success of both of these teams is like they are aggressive at the perfect moments when they need to be. They're really good at like drawing ults out of the other team.
Yeah.
Their alt management in general is just fantastic. Philly especially. I mean, how many fights did they win last week when they were playing against New York where it's just like they didn't blow a single ult. Or they would use one and just mash. Whereas New York would they'd blow everything.
Yeah. Interception by Peyton Manning on the 10.
Right.
Sorry.
Basically.
I keep going back there, but you know. Yeah, and the thing is, like Philly with their alt economy, they dragged out fights and they won fights they had no fucking business winning because they were good with their alts.
Right. And that's another thing, like thinking back on it too, like how good New York was, it's staggering, but London's just as good, if not better at doing that.
Yeah.
But Philly's also really good at doing that too. So I feel like we could get some really epic, like 4 or 5 minute holds at 99% on some of these like control maps and
and
like,
some of the hybrid maps are going to be interesting as hell. When you get involved in like Kings Row and Eichenwald and things like that, and the hero swaps and who are they going to pick? You know, you got like EQO going on. You know, is he going to go on Farah? Mm-hmm. Is he going to play Hanzo? Is he? You know, what's going to happen with him? What's Carpe doing? You know, Prophet and Bird Ring. You know, are they going to bust out a triple tank thing? I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
The head games these guys play and the way the styles they play are just fucking awesome. And the fights are going to be epic. I really want it to be. I want all 3 fucking sets. I want them all 5 maps.
Yeah.
And give me a 6. Give me at least one trip to Nepal.
One Nepal. I want that. And I feel like that's what we're going to end up getting on Friday. And that'll kind of be that decider of like...
And then we'll see where the momentum goes. And there's going to be some deciding factors, guys, in this match. There's going to be some things that, like some intangibles that these guys aren't used to. Yeah. Playing in front of 25,000 people or whatever the fuck's going to be at the Barclays Center.
Like, you thought that it got loud at times at Blizzard Arena. I mean, how many people could be there? What was it, like 2,000? Something like that? What? Multiply that by 10?
Yeah, exactly.
More so?
You got you got $1 million on the line. You got, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guys from Philly going up there. I mean, it's a short train ride.
I can't imagine how many Excelsior fans were selling their tickets to Philly fans now.
The exchange of goods from New York to Philly.
Oh yeah.
I saw a couple of people on getting ready for the grand finals. Yeah, you might want to pack your jersey away and wait till next year.
I mean, honestly, if I lived in New York or close to either of these, I'd have gone no matter who I was rooting for.
Exactly. Well, my team's been done since the middle of March, so so we're hyped for this matchup, guys. I mean, it's going to be fucking epic.
So excited.
You know, all the coverage, all the other stuff, and like we were saying, there's going to be some intangible things that the gameplay in the first match in the first set might be a little wonky.
Yeah.
Maybe even the first 2 because, I mean, there's going to be shit going on there, fireworks, all that kind of crap. I mean, they are not going to fuck around. Yeah. We're talking like beginning of the Super Bowl kind of shit, sort of.
I feel like depending on the way that they set up the stage, I mean, they could end up doing the 360 where they've got people all the way around them. It's going to be and it'll be... I think that's it's similar to one of the ones in Korea, I believe. It would be my guess is how they're going to set it up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be like Blizzard Arena where it's like they've got the 2 big screens. They're playing on either side of it. I think it's going to be 2 desks that run right through the middle, and they'll both be looking directly at each other. They'll probably have it up on their big jumbotron in the arena because I'm sure they have because that's a pretty new arena, so I'm sure they have like a really, really big, nice screen. I'm sure,
and they'll bring their own stuff too. There'll be enough screens for those guys to watch it and all that.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to be fucking amazing. I can't wait to see the start of that. It's gonna take. I know people don't buy in to some of the stuff. The esports people I'm talking about. They're all about, the CSGO shit and the LOL stuff and how great it is. This is taking it to another level.
It is.
It's on network TV. It's, in the Barclays Center in New York.
This first match on Friday is on straight up ESPN.
Yeah.
Not ESPN 2 or 3 or 8.
Yeah.
No.
It's not on the Ocho, it's not on CNN Espanol News.
Right. It's not on the ESPN alternates that never get fucking used. I don't know why they're even on my channel guide anymore.
Yeah. Or it's not as bad as the Fox networks.
Yeah.
How many fucking channels are there? And,
right.
Except for when there's a basketball tournament or something, or the NHL playoffs, and they'll bury all the fucking games in there.
Right.
Anyway. On Sunday, they're going to kind of a rebroadcast thing. I never really, understood that kind of stuff, but I mean, back in the day, like I told Kel, when I was a kid, the NBA finals were on tape delay at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
They didn't even show the live games. So this is like a start. And then people said, hey, this is good shit. Let's watch, let's air this live.
Right.
I mean, they didn't start airing the finals live until the early 80s. All right, guys. So 6 rants aside. All right, guys. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. We are going to hit you guys with a couple more episodes this week. Don't worry. We got plenty of stuff coming. There's going to be a lot of analysis and all kinds of stuff. Get you guys ready for this grand finals matchup. I mean, it's, the hype is real. The games are going to be great. All you guys that are new, thanks a lot for joining us. All you guys that have been around, coming in, giving comments, talking to us on different outlets like Twitter, Twitch, Discord, all that kind of stuff. Thanks a lot. And, all the links are down below if you guys that are new and some of you other guys that come in, if you guys want to get involved too, add to the comments down below. Join us on Discord. Join us on social media. We'll definitely talk to you guys. We love talking about Overwatch League in general. You guys have a good rest of your day, and we will see you later on in the week.
Catch you guys later. Go play some Hammond.
Yes. Play some Hammond today.
All right, guys. Later.
Later.